When moving to Mobile, Alabama, sometimes it can be really difficult to figure out which area is actually the right fit for you. Sure, Mobile is beautiful and has a wide range of communities and neighborhoods, but what about all the areas outside of Mobile? If you're working a job in the city of Mobile, some of these towns actually might be a great option for you if you're looking for a more intimate connection with a smaller community. One of the most popular one of these communities is none other than Fairhope, Alabama. And today I'm going to give you all the information on whether or not Fairhope is the right fit for you. This is Moving to Mobile, and I'm your host, David Beasley. Okay, so it may seem a little funny that a channel called Moving to Mobile is going to break down why you might like another town better, but these two cities are actually intimately connected. If you ever lived in a small town, you probably had that big city, or maybe it was just a bigger town that you and your loved ones would go to for special occasions. This is kind of the relationship that Mobile and Fairhope have. Another way these cities are connected is the workforce. A lot of the residents of Fairhope actually work in Mobile. The two cities share similar traditions, such as Mardi Gras, and they stand opposite each other, separated by Mobile Bay. Actually, one of the best views you can get of Mobile's skyline is actually seen when driving to and from Fairhope. Now, I actually have a ton of personal history in Fairhope. It's where I got my first part-time job, it's where I took my wife on our first date, and it's later where I proposed to her. So I have a lot to say about this little town, but first I'm going to break down some misconceptions that you might have about Fairhope, Alabama. So back in 2023, there was a reality show that came out, which is called Love in Fairhope. Like many reality shows, this thing got a lot of facts wrong. The ironic thing is, it didn't even get a lot of the easy stuff right. If you want to know what it's not like to live in Fairhope, you can open Hulu and go watch that. It portrayed Fairhope as this itty-bitty coastal town where there's a beach everywhere you step. Now, there is water in Fairhope, but it's Mobile Bay, and most people don't really swim there. Most of the residents in Fairhope take trips to Orange Beach or Gulf Shores if they want to have a beach day. Not only is Fairhope not a beach destination, it's also not that small. Now, it's not a city like Mobile, but it's growing very fast. In fact, Fairhope is one of the fastest growing cities in the state of Alabama. Additionally, the Daphne-Fairhope Foley Metro, which includes Fairhope, was the 10th fastest growing metro in all of the United States in the years 2022 and in 2023. So if you choose to move to Fairhope simply for its quaint feel, you might be a little disappointed when you see the number of people that are coming in the door right behind you. Now that we've gotten those misconceptions out of the way, let's talk about Fairhope's school district. Now, just like Mobile, Fairhope has a wide range of schooling options. Additionally, Daphne, Fairhope, and Spanish Fort all fall really close to each other, so some of the residents from Fairhope actually attend Daphne private schools and vice versa. For example, Bayside Academy is a private school in Daphne, which is very well regarded. The academics have an A+ rating, the college prep has an A- rating, and the teachers have a B+ rating, all according to niche.com. I really don't know if it's niche or niche. You can let me know which one you think in the comments below. These are really good ratings, especially considering some of the other options in this area. Now, as I said, Bayside is a private school, so as you probably guessed, there is an annual tuition, and it's got a costly price of around $15,000 annually. Now, if you're looking for a cheaper alternative, Fairhope High School is also very well regarded, and it's much easier on the pocketbook. Now, their academics rate A-, which is actually not as good as Bayside, but the teachers have an A rating and the college prep is B+. If you want more information on other schools in this area, please feel free to reach out to me and my team. I'm a licensed real estate agent in this area, so I help people like you get this sort of information every single day. My information is in the description below. Now, if you're considering a move to Fairhope, you're probably wondering what there is to do in this town. Let me assure you, there is a lot. Now, Fairhope as a whole is very walkable. On walkscore.com, it has a 79 out of 100 rating. Now, this is seen super evidently in Fairhope's downtown space, which lends itself to both exploring and casual meals out. Now, it's quaint, but it's very lively. You can spend countless evenings going to the exact same restaurants, and I don't think you would ever get tired of the ambience of downtown Fairhope. Downtown also hosts a number of local-owned shopping centers and coffee shops. Now, this is really nice for me because it's such a fun date night destination for my wife and I. You get to enjoy your food, look at the scenery, and explore other shopping areas all around. This area honestly feels like something right out of a movie. Now, if you travel through downtown and you go all the way west, eventually you will hit Fairhope Pier. This pier is the spot in Fairhope. It's the icing on the cake, it's the crowning jewel. It is an absolute marvel. And trust me, I believe this because this is where I proposed. It's also where the city hosts a wide variety of events, such as their 4th of July celebration. Me and my wife go to this every single year because it is so beautiful getting to watch fireworks blow up over Mobile Bay, while also getting to listen to a local symphonic band, the Baldwin Pops. Now, there are a ton of really good places to eat in Fairhope, and it's almost not fair that I have to keep this list so short, but here are a couple of my favorites. The Bone and Barrel is this fun outdoor bar and restaurant. It has this sort of rustic antiquing vibe, which make nights out feel really fun, relaxed, and casual. It has a small outdoor stage, which is really fun to have locals come and share their music. It's kind of walled in while also being outdoors, which is a really neat feel. If you're looking for the perfect place to just have a casual dinner, this would be my recommendation, especially if it's on a night when they have live music. Locals is another place in Fairhope my wife and I love to go. Their simple menu of burgers and sandwiches make the menu really, really easy. Every time I've gone, the food has been good, the staff has been kind, but the best part of this restaurant is the venue. I mean, look at these photos. It really feels like you're in another country at a totally different point in history. Now, while both of these restaurants are amazing, in my opinion, Gambino's dwarfs both of them. Now, it might just be because I'm an absolute sucker for Italian food, but Gambino's is amazing. If you come visit Mobile, you have to come take a trip out to Gambino's because it is well worth it. It's my favorite Italian restaurant, not just in Alabama, but anywhere. Gambino's is probably the most frequent visit for my wife and I. It has a very authentic feel, and the atmosphere is always being set by candlelight, jazz music, and a stunning view of Fairhope Pier. If you go on weekends for dinner, they often have live music in one of the rooms. We've only visited once when this happened, but the pianist who was playing that night did a great job, and it made our visit even more enjoyable. Now, a really common question people ask me when I help them relocate is, who are my neighbors going to be? Now, they know that I really don't have the exact answers to this question, but the people of Fairhope are often retirees or very young families. I'm personally connected with a number of homeschool families and community members in Fairhope. Roughly 25% of Fairhope is retirees, and that's much higher than the national average of 16%. So if you move to Fairhope, you can expect some families and a lot of baby boomers. And if you're looking to retire, honestly, Fairhope's kind of calling your name. Now, if you're seriously considering this move, there are a couple things I want to warn you about Fairhope first. The Fairhope Single Tax Corporation was founded in 1894 by a group of reformers who were inspired by economist Henry George's ideas about land taxation. They believed that individuals should own their home and the improvements, but the land itself should belong to the community and be leased, not privately owned. This system was designed to eliminate land speculation and keep property costs affordable. So the Fairhope Single Tax Corporation owns about 4,500 acres of land in and around Fairhope. When you buy property in these specific areas, you're actually buying the structure and you're leasing the land beneath it. Residents of Fairhope Single Tax Corporation own land, pay annual lease fees instead of property taxes on the land itself. And these fees go towards community improvements, not personal profit. Most leases are long-term, commonly up to 99 years, and they're automatically renewed, which gives Fairhope's residents security. Now, the Fairhope Single Tax Corporation definitely has its positives. The lease fees fund public works, beautification projects, and community programs. This is why Fairhope is so well maintained and visually appealing. Additionally, the property taxes in Fairhope are much lower than in other areas. Honestly, the worst part about this arrangement is the complexity that it makes for real estate transactions, but this can be mitigated if you work with a trained real estate professional. It's also important to note that the Fairhope Single Tax Corporation does not own all of the land in Fairhope. Only certain parcels fall under its control. So just because you move to Fairhope doesn't mean you're going to be leasing your land. Another major downside of Fairhope is the cost of living. Many of the residents of Mobile actually see Fairhope as preppy because it is so expensive to live there. In the link in my description, you can actually see houses that are currently on the market in both Mobile and Fairhope and compare them. If you do this, you'll see that a house with the same amenities in Fairhope can cost you double what it costs you in Mobile. In December of 2024, the average cost of a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house in Fairhope, Alabama was $491,815. Compare that to the average cost of a 3-2 in Mobile, which is $246,500. You can see the huge difference in the cost of living in these two places. Now, if you want to know about prices specifically in the city of Fairhope, generally speaking, the closer you get to the water, the more expensive it's going to get. If you want a real shock, click on that link and go check out some of the houses in Fairhope that are on the water. We're talking multi-millions. Since there's so much going on in Fairhope and it's exploding with popularity, another issue that the city's having is congestion. So like a lot of small towns in the United States, pretty much everything is focused around one main road in Fairhope. US Highway 98 starts in Daphne and goes all the way through Fairhope. This road is pretty much the main way to get anywhere you need to go in the city. The problem is this is also the main way everyone else is going to get everywhere they need to go in the city. Now you pair this with rush hour and an exploding population, you begin to see why so many people complain about the congestion in Daphne and in Fairhope. Most of US Highway 98 is a 2-lane road and it can be a very boring stretch. Just about every time I've been on it, it feels like there should be more lanes for the amount of traffic that are moving through these cities. There are also an obscene amount of stoplights on this road, so if you hate start and stop traffic, Fairhope might drive you insane. Fairhope is just one of many towns that surround Mobile, and there's so much more to learn about South Alabama. I help clients from Daphne to Sims to Saraland to Foley. So if you want to know more about this area, please consider subscribing. If you have any questions, leave a comment, or better yet, email or text me anytime. Me and my team answer calls and texts day or night. I do this channel as a resource for you so you have all the information that you need on moving here. Now, whether you're considering moving to Mobile County or Baldwin County, you need to check out this video where I break down all of the new developments coming to our area. I'll see you there.